Hi again, everybody. Greetings from Spokane, Washington. The Bearcats getting set to take on Harvard on Thursday in the first round of the NCAA tournament. We're with assistant coach Darren Savino, who did the scouting report for the Bearcats for this game. Prior to seeing Harvard as your first round opponent, had you seen them play at all this year? And once that matchup came out, how many games did you watch?
I did not see him, Dan, but a good friend of mine and former boss, Fran Fraschella, we've talked all the time. His son is a freshman walk-on at Harvard, so he's been telling me the whole year how great Harvard is and how great they're going to have a great season and be a tough team in the NCAA tournament. And ironically, we're playing them in the first round, so I'm well prepared on how good Harvard is.
How many games did you watch once the matchup came out?
Well, I got about 6 games under my belt, and plus I watched last year's New Mexico game where they won in the NCAA tournament. And they were a little bit different last year. They had a couple of guys back this year that weren't on the team last year that played the prior year. They didn't play last year. So they're similar in what they do. They're a good team. And New Mexico, we know, is a good team. We played them twice the past 2 seasons and lost both games. So they're a very capable team to not only beat us, but they can make a run. They got a really good team.
Darren, people make certain assumptions about Ivy League teams. I think they think of them at Princeton circa 1990 or something like that, but this team has a Mr. Basketball from the state of Minnesota. They've got a parade All-American. These guys aren't just like scrappy guys that make three-point shots. They've got athletes.
Trying to convince the guys that this is a high-major team. They have a high-major point. They get 5 guys that score double figures, and a guy off the bench that started for them 2 years ago that was an all-league player off the bench really is a 6th starter. So in my mind, they got 6 high major players out there running around. And, yeah, this is a really good team that could beat anybody. And we're prepared, though. We've played so many tough games against so many great teams throughout the season, not only conference but non-conference. So it's not going to be something that we haven't seen, but just to make sure that our guys understand that this is a real team and a real game.
The one common opponent this year is UConn. They played at UConn and lost by 5. When Cincinnati played at UConn, you lost by 5. How did the Huskies beat Harvard?
Well, it was a really close, tough, difficult game for them. They kind of broke them down at the end. It was real close. It could have went either way. Their best player, their player of the year in the Ivy, didn't play in that game, number 23, Saunders. So it was a tough game, and then Shabazz Napier made some really tough shots, like always, and they were able to get some separation and win the game. But they defend you. They're really good on offense. They move the ball. They shoot the ball. They have interior guys that can score. So on both sides, they dominated their league. They were the best in defense and the best in offense. They had one hiccup the whole season in conference and pretty much dominated the rest of the game. So a really good team, and we're going to have to be prepared both sides of the ball.
What's the formula for success?
We've been trying to harp the last couple of days of, for us to make the run that we want to make, we are who we are, and we've gotten here with defense, pressure, deflections, steals. That's who we are, and we'll have to really kind of impose our defensive will on this team, and that will give us easy baskets. It'll get us playing faster, the game faster, which is what we do well. And I think if we can get to 40 deflections, which we always talk about, we'll win the game.
That's assistant coach Darren Savino, and I'm Dan Hoard for GoBearcats.com.